And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 244. So I hope you guys had a great day and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, just in a little bit after we have our usual guy bro conversation that you guys all know and love, we're going to be
Throwing
doing
it
a
up.
comic book review on Absolute Batman issue number 7. And before we even do the review, personally, one of my favorite issues in the series so far. This was so damn good, but we'll get into that, in a little bit from now. But I do want to say, hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. I hope you guys aren't exactly too sad you had to go back to work, this week, but it's okay. Big Daddy MSK is here for you. I will always be the black dad you never knew you needed, but you always wanted in your life, actually. It's like when you
Hey,
listen to a
Blatty.
it's like when you ever hear those songs that they make you kind of miss someone you never even knew existed. I'm
No,
that person you think of.
no, no. I listen to death metal, so there's no song like that.
Yeah. But as you guys know, me and Laps Comic Fan Show is on Tuesdays. And how was your Memorial Day weekend, man? Did you have a good time with the family?
Yeah, hung out with the family. I watched a movie with my
What'd you
mother.
watch?
She watches like murder mystery movies, like
Okay.
old BBC things, and there's this detective show that she used to watch. I think it was like it might have been BBC or one of those British channels,
Mhm.
but they had it on Amazon Prime to like buy, and I bought the episode she wanted to watch because it's like 2 hours with no commercials. It was one of those type of things that used to be like on public television, Like, well, that's where we got most of our British stuff until we got BBC One.
That's true.
Like on cable was it would be on WQED public TV, and it was Murder on the Orient Express.
So did so when you look at your bank statements when you get them and they show how much money you spent on comic books, do you like cry or do you just go like, you're basically throwing money into a fire pit?
I mean, it's not even making a dent, so I mean, it doesn't.
It's like one of these episodes I remember this guy was flexing that he basically made the highest percentage of money you could potentially make
Mm.
as a working man in America. And he basically went, at least I have money. You guys are all losers. I was like, all right, it's the biggest flexing he ever did on us. I was like, okay, we'll all bow down to
Well,
Laps Comic Fan.
no, I didn't say that. That's so not right.
Literally what you did.
No, you
Literally
just
what you
asked.
did.
No, you set up. Do I look at my bank statements and say this? I said it didn't really make a dent, so no, I
It's
don't.
about the esport conversation. One with the coaches.
Oh, that was joke. I was just joking around. That's what I was like. Oh, because you always say I'm so rich. I was like, you want me to buy a team?
Your trash talk. I was like, hey, I'm all down for trash talk too. I may have gotten in trouble for my trash talk this past weekend, but
what did you do this past weekend that got you in trouble? I want to hear this.
I'll link. Oh God.
Did you do it on the show?
No, I did it in tweets. I did it to an Asian lady. I was just shit talking her.
What did you say to her?
Oh, I might have implied she had small eyes. She couldn't read. May have implied Asians eat dogs. Things may have blew up. Pure shit talk. I don't
That's
care for
not
this
even
person.
trash talk though. That's just being an asshole. What did she do?
Oh my God. Like for me,
what did
my
she do
goodness.
to start this? To make you.
To be fair, I was being completely honest here. I don't like her husband. Shane Davis is a piece of shit, honestly. And then they were talking about Eric July's return policy for the Ribbiverse. And I'll tell you right now, I don't care about Eric July's return policy. That wasn't why I shit talked her. I honestly did it because I just trash talk. We trash talk each other. That's just my personality. I just kind of shit talk. I've had this kind of personality forever, and her husband shit talked me, several times, and I'm shit talking back.
I mean,
and I mean,
you come off as kind of, if people don't know you, dude, like you're not someone that someone should take out in public.
What? Oh my God. I did also get a girl's number this past weekend. It was easy.
How was it? How was he?
I'm not gonna. No. It was a girl, obviously, and I literally just walked up to her and I was like, "You want to go to the gym together?" And she was like, "We gotta lock in." And I was like, This is exactly the moment that I've been waiting for. It's a Stephen A. Smith thing. So you guys remember that meme? Oh my! And I got her number, and she was like, I was like, how do I contact you? She was like, do you have TikTok? I was like, TikTok's for cringy e-thoughts. Like no one fucking has I don't have a TikTok.
What are you talking about? No one. It's like literally like has like the most people on it.
It does.
Like
I don't have.
that's the worst. Like you come up with some of the worst
Do you have
analogies.
a
Like
TikTok? Do you actually go on TikTok?
I don't use TikTok.
Me neither. So
I have it on my phone. My wife sends me like videos of cats like doing
Golly.
stupid things.
I never could get into cat videos. That was never my thing. I never could do it, honestly.
I mean, she was an animal groomer for years.
The
So like,
legendary one is the black kid going Super Saiyan. He's probably like Ultra Instinct level by now. Holy
I
fuck.
mean,
You let him train for as long.
it's I mean, people like what they like, dude. Obviously if there was no demand, there would be no supply. So I mean,
No. I literally said
doesn't mean that I like it.
yeah, I literally said I don't have TikTok. That's kind of like for e-thoughts. So she just gave me her number. I texted her to make sure she got it. She said she got it.
What is e-thoughts? Like seriously? Like
the internet whore, essentially.
that is the stupidest thing. I mean, isn't that YouTube Shorts also? Isn't that any short form of anything?
Well, this is like essentially like OnlyFans girls, they don't really have
But dude,
much.
there's millions of people. Dude, here's the funny thing. Everybody always talks about OnlyFans and they only associate it with porn. OnlyFans, like when it started, didn't have porn on it. And
Well,
it was like
originally, yeah, I remember.
literally for like, and there is actually more like sports personalities and things on OnlyFans than there is porn.
But like I would say the large majority of people that know it for now only know it because of porn, which is crazy.
I don't say that.
Like,
I'd say Americans.
yeah.
I'd say because of the meme culture that we live in, and that's more of an e-thought than what you're saying.
So what are the chances this girl actually works out with me on Thursday?
There's no chance, dude, because
Wow.
ghosts don't give phone numbers, and I don't know, like,
I was
who you were
retired.
talking to.
Essentially,
You were like,
I was
an
retired.
orb came across, and it said something to me. It wrote my name.
I was retired,
we're gonna
as
go
I
work
said.
out.
I took a break from women, and I was like, you know what? Let me try and roll the dice. You could. It's like a League of Legends player. His name is 369. You roll the dice. You can either get a 3, a 6, or a 9. I was rolling 9s that day. Easy. I rolled a 9. Bam, got it. I didn't even try. I just kind of went into it without any pressure. I think that's the problem that I had with girls throughout my entire life. I went into it thinking about it way too hard, putting too much pressure on myself, and that's the reason why I failed. It wasn't because I was a cringy weirdo and actually said like absolutely heinous things or trash talk. It's because I just put too much pressure on myself.
Well, I mean, I think that I mean, if even 5% of how you act on here is how you are in real life, I honestly don't know how you like go outside and communicate or like get to work. Like you having a job to me is one of the most fascinating things in the world.
I'm a professional at work. I don't speak to anyone at work unless someone's asking me something like
I just don't
work-related.
even believe that it's work. You go into some laboratory where you get poked and prodded all day, and they're like, "Here's your allowance."
Oh God, jeez. I mean, if she doesn't, it's okay. It's whatever. I just wanted to prove to myself that I still got it. I still got it.
Yeah, but if you can roll 9s all day, but if she looks like a 1, does it matter?
That you're so. Why are you so mean? You got to like.
I am not
50, and you're just
mean. I
mean.
look at how I'm admitting that there's a possibility that you talked to some troll
When
that
you're
came
70,
out
you're gonna be
from
like,
under
"You
the
kids,
bridge.
get off my lawn!"
I will never say that. You know why? I don't even give a shit about grass. I'm dead serious. Like so like when my mom came to stay with us, right? Like after my dad died, she would say shit to me like, you're gonna mow that lawn? It's getting pretty high. And I looked at her, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck about grass.
God. No, I'll be honest here. Even when I used to mow lawn for money for people's houses, I never actually mowed lawn. I just go in their backyard and just dig up weeds or some shit like that. Eric says, I really liked Absolute Marshman issue number 1. I only read issue 1. I liked how it was more of a mystery, trying to find out who the Martian is, who John Jones is Is it 2? Are they 1? Yeah. The only thing I didn't like that you guys heard was the art. Everything else was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
You're just being like completely. I think you don't understand
I wish
like
I could tell you I
concept.
liked it, but I just
No,
did
no,
it.
no, 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 no. That's fine. You don't like it. That's fine. But I don't think you understand concept.
I
That's the thing.
You
I
know
think
me.
it
I
was.
can
I
think
think
in the
here's the
broad
thing.
sense.
But here's the thing, though. If that comic was drawn like a Dan Mora comic or something, it would not be as effective. Nowhere near as
Probably, yeah.
effective. Nowhere near as cool. And that's saying something because you know how much I like Dan Mora. You know this. We all know
Sure.
this. So like I just think it was done the way that it was supposed to be because it was the most. I'll be honest, like it was the most interesting out of all the
The
absolute
few
books.
pages that I liked when it felt like his emotions were all exploding at once. That page I really liked, where all the colors were like his emotions essentially attaching to it. That was really cool. That was really descriptive. But
Yeah, like him picking up on everybody, and
yeah, that was really cool. Yeah,
it was just a really cool concept, and I'm
that might
glad
have been my
that
second
it's
favorite.
different. I'm
You know,
glad that it's
yeah.
different
Okay, so
because good.
I wanted
Good.
to ask you this. So out of
Mhm.
all the issue ones you've read so far between Flash, Green Lantern, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, which is your favorite issue one out of all of them?
Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern
Okay.
for sure.
Because yeah,
Don't get
issue
me
one of
wrong.
Martian was very good.
I'm a huge Batman fan. I always will be, but I will say this:
Mhm.
this the Batman that they are doing. I love Scott Snyder. I like it. Obviously, I have all the issues. I'm
Yeah.
buying it every month.
How dare you?
It is something that I think that I could have thought up at some point in time. Not saying that I could put that together like he is and have the story beats there and stuff like that. I'm just saying like it's not something so inventive like Martian Manhunter was. Like that's the way that he's doing that book is so cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what an absolute universe is in
I
my
don't know how
opinion. That's
for
what an
me,
ultimate universe is. It's so
yeah.
different.
It reminds me of like a TV show that is made in not the same usual kind of format and film and not filmed in the same format as other TV shows are. It feels like it kind of honestly feels like it's in its own separate thing, even outside of this being a separate thing. Honestly, looking at it, but
Right.
no, I really enjoyed the three. I see all the issue ones I've read. So Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Martian Hunter. Yeah, Martian Hunter probably be the favorite so
Oh,
far.
you know, the Flash though. The Flash I thought it's Flash,
Yeah,
obviously. So there's not, I mean, there's stuff you could do with it,
yeah,
but the way that they're telling the story with a different person and how Barry and those people are involved was really freaking cool. And it
yeah.
hit the ground running. It didn't like hold back like anything. I mean, I might be in the minority, but I really like the Absolute Universe. I know a lot of people either love it or hate it, you know. I'm one of the
Mhm.
people that likes it a lot. I'm invested into it, but I'm a DC fanboy. Like, I mean, I admit it. Like, you know, as much as I hate a lot of the stuff they're doing right now, the fact that even some of these books are like decent is like a win. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Look at everything Marvel's doing right now. Like I seriously I was trying to stay up on the One World Under Doom thing, right? And
That's
like
insane.
I got the main ones, you know. I got the main
Mhm,
books and after that, bro, like I'll be honest with you, there are so many. This event
mhm.
is 9 books long, mainline books.
Mainly, yeah.
And they're on 4, issue 4, and there's already almost 60 books
And the
total
mainline
with
books don't end
tie-ins.
until August, from what I know.
No, it's got to be late than that because they're only on 4.
Yeah, so isn't it
It goes to
apparently
9.
it goes to 9, so
There's
yeah,
5 more
about
months of this.
October,
Yeah,
probably, yeah,
there's
around then.
5 more
Damn.
months of
And then,
this.
you know what's crazy with Marvel events? Because I know they've always kind of did this. Like the big events are supposed to be like ways to make spin-off books and everything. All the spin-off number ones they did out of Blood Hunt last year, all the spin-off
Oh,
number one books they did out of this one.
it's the same thing. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. They did like Doom Academy, Doom this. I stopped
Hulk
with it. I was
versus
like,
Hulk
listen,
and Doctor Strange. Like, what the
if I
fuck?
yeah, Doctor Strange of Asgard, like it's so stupid, dude. Like I'll read the mainline thing. If I'm gonna do it, like I'll just get them digitally. Like I'll just buy, like where I can just go buy, because I am not hunting these things down. I
I'll be
will get
honest
the
here. I
main.
wait for an omnibus to
I'll
ever
get
put
the
that together.
mainline ones. I don't know if that's an omnibus I would want to have.
Would you-
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Yeah.
I just don't know. Like I said, I love Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
But if he is not written correctly, he can be very insufferable.
From what I've
and
heard about it
boring,
so
and
far, is
it's
that
boring.
not only is it boring, they're basically making, from what the comments that I read on Reddit at least, they were apparently making Doctor Doom out to be like some Trump parody or some shit.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I don't know if that's true, but that's the comments that I've read
It's
so
getting
far.
ridiculous. Anytime anybody does anything in government, right? Or has anything to do with government, and it goes against the I piss in the wind motto, okay? It's Trump. It's an allegory for Trump. They made him Trump. Could you believe how he was Trump? Like, God damn it, dude, just shut the fuck up. Just like the Harrison Ford was Trump in the freaking Captain America movie, you know?
Even though it's crazy because the
Like,
signs in the movie of the presidential election were blue, and it's like that wouldn't obviously be Trump anyway if you look
Eric,
at it.
they are the whole point from the beginning of the Absolute Universe was to cross over with the main DC universe. That was set up in the original book.
We forgot about this too.
No, I haven't. I have been yelling and screaming about this.
What about the Booster Gold #1 that we're eventually gonna get?
They better do it. Cause dude, I'll show you, dude. Look at this. I have bought New Gods. I have bought Challengers of the Unknown. If I don't get a goddamn Booster Gold book, I'm gonna be pissed.
So so what you're saying is you're all in right now.
I am 100% all in. I mean, dude, like I'll say this, except for like, you know, the books like Zatanna or regular Wonder Woman, I'm pretty much buying like everything.
Goodness gracious.
Like, except for books that, you know, I wouldn't want to read.
Well, no. Yeah, you're not buying Fire and Ice, are you?
No.
Okay, because no one buys that as a joke. I am. I don't like multiverses for this very reason. It muddles the continuity and makes it confusing for people to jump in. You know, this is what I've always said about alternate universes. I don't know how it ever got to a point where you could just do all these great stories in an alternate universe, but you can't do them in your main timeline. The only reason why I would think it's always been a thing is because of just you can sell new #1s to people. They're not thinking about continuity.
See, that's the thing though. I don't think you're 100% correct on that, because there is I know this for a fact. Whenever guys get like mainline Batman or mainline, they are held to like, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. So that's why we see a lot of the same stories.
But DC has DC Black Label. You would think if they're going to launch an alternate universe, isn't that the off Elseworld timeline book anyway?
I think what they want to do is have a definitive, this is where our alternate universe is. Now, I think it's going to bring more characters into the mainline universe, right? That's what they always do. It's what always happens at the end, right? And with the announcement that DC and Marvel are doing a crossover again at some point, whenever it happens, I mean,
it's announced it today. They announced it today.
So they did actually announce it.
They announced it today.
Because it's been in the works. I heard about this like a couple months ago.
Yeah, Dan Mora is going to be the artist on the book, actually.
Well, that's good.
That's very good. And Greg Capullo.
Good. So if they get like a couple of decent creators, like writer wise, that would be fantastic.
So the writers I heard, it was supposed to be Grant Morrison, and Zeb Wells. Yeah, so if people don't remember, because we're going to cover the announcement, I think, on Thursday when I talk to Warren. So essentially, from what I remember, from what was announced, DC gets their turn.
I wanted to talk about this. You are the most scatterbrained human being in the world.
I just don't want to give you any clout. That's the thing.
What is clout? Like, how is that me getting clout? I literally
said, I literally talk about it tomorrow. Are we going to talk about it? Are you going to be on the show tomorrow? We're going to start earlier anyway.
But I literally send you messages.
Oh my god! I'm fucking with this guy, and he's taking it. Good lord, it's a joke.
How is that a joke? You going? Yeah, me and Warren are going to talk about this Thursday. Oh my god, knee slapping. Fucking what a punchline you have.
Supposed to be like, that's like Dave Chappelle level comedy right there. No, I'm joking, but no. Tomorrow if you want to be on, we're gonna start earlier because Savage Dad's on vacation, so we can start earlier. We can start at like about 5 my
Just send
time.
me,
Honestly,
just let me know, and I will show
we
up.
can start either early as 5 and
And
6.
and I get that, Eric, but I think after this, like they've completely cut ties with any of their other universes. Like when Absolute Power ended and Dark Crisis on Infinite Earth started and that ended, that totally rebooted everything, like in terms of their multiverse. You know, there was only so
Yeah,
many Earths, and that was what the whole part of what the hell was the last or Dawn of DC? That's what the whole Flash
yeah.
book was. Him visiting all of the different Earths and what was on them.
That's what really made me angry at DC was that they had got the Flash up to 800 issues when it started with the Rebirth era with Joshua Williamson. They got up to 800 issues. They had a special anniversary issue just to relaunch it to a new number one. You
Yeah,
got
but
it
they
to
still do legacy. They
800
still do the
issues.
legacy
Yeah,
numbers.
yeah,
Like they still
I
do
know,
it.
but it
It's
just feels
just selling
disgusting.
comics, dude. They
Yeah.
like everybody complains about this type of stuff, and it's like nobody has like a fix for it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of complaining, but there's not a lot of like, hey, this is what they should do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not just you. That's a lot of people. Like,
Give me
I'd
more
have
Dark
to be.
Crisis on Infinite
I
Earths collected editions.
no, they don't. I got
Give me
that
a
for a
over.
fucking
Give me an
$1.
absolute Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths deluxe edition hardcover. There we go.
I got that for $1. That book had a really good writer and amazing art, but it deserved none of it.
What is with them in the Crisis? They had Crisis on Infinite
Yes,
Earths,
that's their big thing. Crises,
Heroes and What is? Why are they always having crises? Can we just have a
because
normal day in the universe?
Crisis on Infinite. Well, that's their big. That's their big crossover event. Is
That's
Crisis.
true. Emily
Crisis on
says,
Infinite
I've
Earths.
never seen Marvels or Shang-Chi. I never watched the Marvels either. I have more standards for myself to watch that. I
I
saw the
have
trailers
not.
and I went, nope.
Yeah, I've never. That's the only movie that I have never seen from Marvel.
I saw Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is
Is
all
just
right.
whatever. It's not that the one thing that annoyed me about Shang-Chi was like literally how much they neutered him. They literally hit that dude in the movie in the balls like so many times, and every single person
I
was
agree. Yep.
in him was better than Shang-Chi. Like his sister learned everything and more just by watching him practice. Like he was getting taught, and she was like, "I'm gonna watch. Oh, I'm better than you now."
The thing that
Like,
disgusted me was the fact
so
that they made his dad, who's supposed to be like the Mandarins, really smart and everything. Why would he get fooled by that monster? The monster was telling him, "Oh, your wife's in here." Why would he believe that? He saw her dead. There's no reason to believe that. Apparently, this guy's been around for a long time. Like, good lord, like little things like that make me knock on these Marvel movies so much. Oh my god, what a way to trample on a character's intelligence like that. Give me one moment, everyone. I need to drop this tweet for Chaz.
so it's like with MSK. This is how normal conversations with MSK go. You say something and we talk about books that are out, right? And
What's
I
up?
said, "Oh, okay, that's interesting. We should review them." Hey, topic. We should talk about the Marvel DC crossovers planned. Yeah, that can work. Actually, that should be the topic. And then when we do the panel, we should talk about the old Marvel DC crossovers and the amalgam ones. That would be fun.
I remember
No
this.
worries. Okay. And then he goes, ready for this? When I said, I was like, dude, I got the Aquaman books 1 through 5. I got them for $1 a piece. I was like, I know he likes Jeremy Adams. Like, if you want them, I can grab them because they're still on sale. He says, that's too much. $5 in MSK's world is too much.
Just
And
pointing
then,
out.
right after that, he says, I need some Skittles.
Who doesn't eat Skittles, first of all?
And then I said, it's $5. He goes, it's $100. I was like,
oh, that's what happened. Twitter was messing up on the messages from like this past week. Twitter's been all broken. So like when messages,
my messages were fine.
No,
But yours were all fucked up, right?
Yeah, so mine were
or
coming in.
Could it be that you don't pay attention to anything?
I
Could
do.
that be a possibility?
I was messaging you right after you would tell me something, and then it would go like straight down after another message. So you thought I was talking about something different. No, because
What's the $100 then?
my pull list order that I have to order this week coming up.
I said I would give it to you. I would buy it.
But that's reparations, and we
That's
can't perpetuate those
whatever.
narratives.
So then today he says, in a span of 2 minutes, remind you, no review today. Something came up. I don't know if I'll be home at 4, maybe 4:30 at the latest. Change of plans. I'll be ready. With nothing, white people shit came up. I said, so what are we doing? Are we reading the book or are we not? If you give me 4:30, I'll have it done. Yes, let's do it at 4:30. I'll have it read. Okay. White guys do it best.
Was I wrong?
I said, the fuck are you talking about?
I was so cracked out from coffee, I don't even know what I was typing anymore. That part. But I do remember this. Yeah, this week coming up, I have to order that, and then I'll just order the next week's one or whatever. It's fine. It's just usually because like some weeks there's not much that have been coming out, but then these last few months, there's been a lot that's come out recently. Like so many more omnibuses, so many more collected editions, and like deluxe oversized hardcover, a lot of absolute versions. Like there's been a lot of good stuff coming out that are reprinted too, and I'm cool with it. I'm all down for it.
Yeah,
I love these collected
I have
editions,
a lot of
honestly.
omnibuses coming in the next couple weeks.
After I
got
pay these off, I'm getting 5 more. I told you
I think I got about
for your
15
birthday, I'm
or
gonna give you a
20 of
late
them.
birthday omnibus review. It's gonna be the first one I've ever reviewed on the channel. It's gonna be for you. I'm gonna do it for you. I don't
What are you
actually
reviewing?
own the New Avengers Jonathan Hickman omnibus. You said that's the best, like one of the best Avengers runs.
That's, in my opinion, probably the best Avengers run. That's probably the most cohesive. That Fantastic Four run into the Avengers, into Secret Wars. Yes,
because I know you said
love
you have that JSA the JSA Jeff Johns run. I had that in Compendium. Well, they released
right here.
they released that in
All 3
Compendium.
of them.
Yeah, so they're an omnibus. Yeah, they put them on a compendiums too. So I'll probably just get the rest in.
How many is compendiums is there?
They just put out the very first one not too long ago.
There's 3 giant Omni. I mean, you can get the Omnis pretty cheap at some points. They go on sale. I think the one that was the hardest one for me to find was the first one because it was out of print. Then they reprinted. But I think I got the second one for like 40 something, and then the third one was only like 50.
That's what I've noticed too. It's usually the first books that are always usually the more expensive ones, typically.
Yeah.
Then it's the later ones that are cheaper, which is
like I happen to like when I bought the Omnis, I think I have like 15 coming in the next week.
I think mine have all showed up. I'm gonna just get 5 more. So that Jonathan Hickman one's on the list. The Jeff Johns, that Green Lantern run you have from Jeff Johns right there.
Mhm.
I've always it's always been on my mind to buy it. I just never had the inkling to be like, okay, let's get it right now. I just put that.
Yeah, just buy it one at a time. Like, cause it's worth it. In my opinion, it's fast. It's a fast read.
Which other ones do I have in my other computer for notes?
So this week you can go do whatever you're doing. This week I got the other, One World Under Doom main lines that I didn't have. I think I needed 2 and 4. So
those are the only Marvel books you're buying right now, currently, right?
No, I'm buying Ultimate Wolverine, Ultimate Spider-Man, Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. Okay. So I remember you weren't buying like Ultimate X-Men or anything like that, were you?
No, not Ultimate X-Men. And the X-Men, like after Hickman left the X-Men, it got so muddled down.
They treated him so bad.
He had it wasn't necessarily that they just didn't
the powers of X event you're doing, right?
Well, he wrote all the way up through.
He has House of X too. I remember that. Yeah,
he did House of X, Powers of 10. He did all the Dawn of X-Men's and 10 of Swords. Then he did the Reign of X all the way up to the Hellfire Gala. And then they did Way of X up to Inferno. And then he wanted to end the Krakoa era. And since they had not like sold X-Men books like that in forever, they were like, oh, no, we can't end the Krakoa era. No. And he was like, well, that's the thing, guys. I write my books in a 3-act structure.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So if you're not allowing me to move on to the next act, see ya.
Yeah, apparently, from what's been rumored, he was removed from his own project And then Marvel wonders why no one wants to work with them. I'm surprised he
Well,
still works with them.
it's not that he was removed, that he kind of wanted to, he was like, I'm moving on to this next
Yeah,
act.
yeah,
And then they were like, well, no, you're not. And then look how bad it did after that.
yeah. Even
When
Rob
it,
Liefeld talked about the X-Men editors and creative team they have there is
yeah,
just terrible. You know,
yeah.
I w-
So,
it's crazy, man. After how badly they treated him on that, I don't know how whoever convinced him to come back and do Ultimate Spider-Man, that person needs to get a
well,
raise.
I don't know if it's that they convinced him. I think it's like he understands like the comic book business, and he probably told them, hey, if I'm going to do this Ultimate Spider-Man, you need to give me creative freedom and autonomy so I
Yeah.
can leave whenever I want to and tell the story how I want to. And
Mhm.
their answer was probably, well, fine, because it's not mainline, so it doesn't have to follow any adherence. And
Mhm.
then when it started outselling everything, they were probably like, oh damn. And then
It's
when
funny.
when his X-Men in 2019 was like consistently in the top 3,
Yeah.
and then it literally he left, and not dude, 2 months later. So that
I,
means like they had X-Men, X Factor, a couple other books,
it
right?
was the
They had
Uncanny X-Men stuff. Yeah.
Marauders
Mhm.
and a couple of other books. Like they had a whole team, but he was doing like X-Men and sometimes like X Factor or Marauders. Like they would do an extra book a month. Like they had a rotating team. Literally 2 months after he left, it went from like number 1, 2, and 3 down to like number 15. It just
Even
dropped like an anchor.
Do you remember what that fat fuck? Oh my god. It's the person who's the editor, Tom Brevoort of the Spider-Man line or whatever, when he was like, well, also Spider-Man, it's not just because Mary Jane and Peter Parker are married that's selling it. It's like, well, even if that, let's just argumentative say that's true. Well, Jonathan Hickman's writing is the reason why they're buying it. Like he was the main, he's outside of it being just Peter, Mary Jane married, he
Mhm.
announced as the writer, people were like, okay, I like the
Well, yeah,
concept, I like the idea, and he's the writer. It's all
it,
good to be in.
if they know that he's taking over like a big name book, like people are gonna buy it, dude. Like people, dude, that Secret Wars thing in 2015 was so hyped up and it was so big, and I mean, I loved it. You know, I did. I bought every issue when it came out,
What's even
and
crazier, man, is even not just Ultimate Spider-Man's their bestseller. All the past trades have been the best,
oh, I know, right?
and it's outselling their main line. So the fans have literally said, "Hey, could we just have what if we have what we want in Spider-Man? We'll buy this in droves. We'll just buy this so much that it's going to be the bestseller." And Tom Brevoort's like, "You know what? How about no?" And it's like, I don't even know. It's like, do you even deserve success at that point if you
No,
just
they're
are that
stupid, dude.
stubborn?
They're dumb. They are dumb. They are
Yeah, and
dumb.
it's not
They
even just
had
that Peter Parker and Mary Jane are together. If you guys read that first trade, that is still my favorite comic book collected edition I've read all year. So sweet, so wholesome. The kid stuff, the Mary Jane stuff, the Harry Osborn stuff, the villain stuff. Oh my God. How in the world do you look at that and go, you know what? Let's not replicate what that's doing. Let's just do our own shit. Like, what? What?
Well, I mean, that's how it's not successful until it's their success. So, I mean,
Right. It's true.
so
Yeah.
they don't really care. But the other books that I got, obviously, I got Absolute Batman number 8,
That cover art's so good. Damn.
and I got, oh God, I got Superman Unlimited.
Ready for Dan Slott and Ralph Albuquerque? Can't wait to go through that journey.
I am not ready for that. I got some Geiger number 14, which I was very happy with. But Green Lantern, Absolute Green Lantern number 2,
Ooh.
Absolute Superman number 7. And this is pretty cool. I got the Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Halloween special, the Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale edition.
I remember that one. That
It's
looks
cool.
really cool. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a neat one. And then of course, because I'm reading everything, because I want to know what's going on with Darkseid and Booster Gold and all these other things. So now I have to read New Gods. So I am on issue number 6 of New Gods. I'm
I
actually
was
reading that.
I was trying to see on the ICV2 charts. New Gods was doing decent. Let me try and see where it was at.
So then I picked up
We're in. I need April.
the We Are Yesterday Part 4 World's Finest number 39.
That's what DC's doing better for their summer event. Their summer event, guys, is just in World's Finest and JLA Unlimited. Marvel's isn't like 50 other books.
Here's a
Good job,
Marvel book
Marvel.
that I bought. I bought Godzilla versus X-Men
I did buy that one too.
because I love Godzilla. And of course, I bought Sonic the Hedgehog in DC number 3 with variant.
That variant cover homage to Sonic Adventure Battle 2.
Yes.
Just, woo, so good.
Awesome.
I love it.
Awesome.
Don't give your son that one. Give your son the main one.
I already got a couple of them.
Oh, gosh.
And then I bought the first 5, well, the only ones that are out of Aquaman, the Jeremy Adams Aquaman.
That main cover for that first issue. Woo, beautiful.
It's cool. And then I bought, on top of that, for the Absolute Batman number 7, I bought a couple of the variant covers because they were cheap.
Okay.
They had them there. They were in like the $2 bin. So
we actually have the numbers for last month's top 50 best-selling books, and obviously you're reading a little bit more than me, so at least you can give maybe some credence to some of these numbers here. Okay. And after this, we're gonna go over Absolute Batman. So we're only gonna cover this for like about a good 5 minutes ish because I have to go work out at the gym.
Yeah, he's got to go to the gym. Everybody, apparently MSK goes to the gym.
I'm buff now, as everyone.
And when
knows.
he says the gym, he means a guy named Jim.
Definitely not true. Definitely not a homosexual. Oh my God! I have to make this bigger. 3, go back. Okay, hold on. There we go.
Absolute Batman outselling Hush is hilarious.
This is the top 50 comic books sold for April 2025. Keep in mind, this is certain amount of stores covered in the Comic Book Hub system.
I like how it says sale ranking based on comic store piece of shit data. No, I'm just joking.
Oh shit! Oh God! So I never got a chance to go over this from last month's sales. So and also graphic novels will be here too. So your top 10 is Amazing Spider-Man number 1. I'm pretty sure we could all predicted that. Absolute Batman number 7.
Well, the fact that it's still number 1, yeah, like Amazing Spider-Man, they pushed that because like it was when it came out, they had it on sale, and then literally the next week when I went in, they have like in the store that I go to, they have like these displays where they have a bunch of file cabinets, like they're like wooden ones that you could pull out and look for old books. But on top, they have like displays, and they had freaking Amazing Spider-Man number 1 everywhere, all around the store, issues that you could buy for $1.99.
And I'll even tell people this: when Amazing Spider-Man was,
and I didn't buy it.
When Amazing Spider-Man was deep into Zeb Wells' run, we're talking like 40, 50 issues deep, it was still a top 10 bestseller.
Yeah.
And then you know what Marvel did, everyone? Marvel went, you know what? I know our comic book basically never goes out of top 10 or even out of top 5. Let's just relaunch it to a new number 1 so we could just get the same spots, essentially. It's never a book that goes out of top 10. Also, never understand why they relaunched it. It's not a book that ever really falls out of sales, even if the story is not good by a lot of people's standards.
Yeah.
Absolute Batman issue number 7, Batman issue 159, Absolute Flash issue
Absolute
number 2.
Flash I like it. I like it a lot. I mean,
Ultimate Wolverine issue 4, Absolute March Manhunter issue number 2.
That's crazy. That's like, I'm happy that's literally in the
Manhunter
top 10.
last month was top 5.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It went from like 5 to only drop down to like 6, and that's on an issue 2. So that's a lot
great.
Of
it means
power.
A lot of people are buying it and they're liking it. So that's
also
great.
Fun fact: this is the most pulled book on League of Comics Geeks right now. I don't know what this book did to convince people it's that good, but it did. The writing is very good. Issue 1 is very good.
That's what it did. What do you mean you don't know what it did to convince people?
I lost my brain in that train of thought.
I love how you're like, I don't know what it did to make people buy it, but man, is it good? It's like, that's what it did.
Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 7.
Meh.
Godzilla vs. Spider-Man issue number 1. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 2. Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 16. Those are your top 10 from last month. So there's more DC books there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 DC books, and there's 2,
3, 4, 5. There's 5 DC books, dude.
There is? You're right. There's 5 DC books.
5 Marvel.
Damn, it's tied. Last month in March, DC just fisted them in top 10.
Well,
Like it was,
this month will be a lot of fisting because there's so many DC books coming out.
what else is
So
down
let's
here?
see. It's
Predator
all
versus
Marvel pretty much
Spider-Man.
down there until.
Yeah.
So
Godzilla
let's
versus
see. Go
Hulk.
back up a little bit. Go back up a
Their
little
One
bit.
World Under Doom event is number 3 right now at 13. Oof.
Yeah,
There's no staying power for that.
I mean, that's what
Uncanny
it did.
X-Men, Transformers 19. Transformers still being here is good. And keep on, this was a top 10 seller for many weeks, honestly.
The Summer Superman special being all the way down, that is not good. Same with Justice League.
JLA has been teetering on the 20th, usually for the sale numbers. That's been a consistent line for them. But it's weird. You would think JLA would be way up there in like top 10 worthy, but I guess people aren't feeling it. I don't know. Just doesn't seem like it'd be a top 10 right now, but it's
Batman
fine.
Hush still being up there, like number
Marvel
one.
Rivals
there.
number 1.
That's
Magic
ridiculous.
number 4. I was surprised this crossover is as low as it is. You would think that this would be a big hit up there. Absolute Superman, G.I. Joe.
Wow, look at that. Absolute Martian Manhunter still in the top 50. Like, that's wild.
Daredevil number 20, Zatanna, The World's Finest, We Are Yesterday, Fantastic Four, Adventure Time. Oh, I forgot there's an Adventure Time ongoing series now.
New Gods is number 44.
Damn. Absolute Flash, Exceptional X-Men. Wait, Exceptional X-Men, that's falling out of the top 10. Or not top 10. That's falling out of top 50. This won't be here next month.
The fact that Absolute Batman number 1 is still in the top 50 is ridiculous.
It has been, to be fair, it's had a lot of reprints. It's been like it's only its 8th reprint
listen,
so far.
It has, but that doesn't mean people aren't buying it. Supply demand. They are not going to reprint books that long after the original first.
Oh yeah, true.
Unless people are still like asking for it.
Detective Comics is a solid 30,
which is
where's
awful.
Action Comics.
Where's
it at? I didn't see it. Is Action Comics not even here?
I didn't see it.
I did not. You're right. Action Comics is not in the top 50. What are they doing on that book?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, look how low Superman was. The regular Superman was like all the way down there.
Superman number 25, the Joshua Williamson run. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So 32, which sucks because Williamson's a good writer, man.
It's crazy. That is insane. They need to really. I mean, Action Comics. You would think, given how long it's ran, it should be here.
That's not necessary. Just because it's been out for a long time doesn't mean it's 2000 AD has been freaking producing comics since the dawn of comics, and that doesn't mean shit. Like
all right.
They're on like issue like freaking 3000 something.
Let's do graphic novels really quickly, and then we're gonna review Absolute Batman issue number 7. All right. Top 20 graphic novels for April 2025. Here are your top 10.
I mean, that makes sense.
Damn. This
Saga.
is Yep. This has been our top 4 bestseller for a while.
It sells all the time. It sells all the time. I've actually seen people in my comic book store grab that. The Alan Scott Green Lantern one. I've seen people buy.
X-Men,
All-Star Gail
Superman.
Simone. My God.
That's the power of X-Men. But
look at that. In the top 10, you got 2 Ultimate Spider-Mans. That's amazing.
And then 3 DC Compact Comics. Like All-Star Superman still hovering a top 10.
Yeah.
I would love to see if it's going to still sell very well after the movie. Because if it still sells very well after the movie, that's still pretty good.
But, well, I mean, yeah.
Jeff Verse. That's something for the kids. That's cool. It's like Tom and Jerry for the kids. He just does his own little shit with the Avengers doing stuff. It's Jeff, man. Don't you disrespect Jeff like that. He's a land shark.
No, I don't. I don't know what it is. So,
Invincible Digest Edition Volume.
Dude, there's so many Invincibles up there. Like, it's ridiculous.
I finally bought the first Invincible Compendium. I'll get the rest of them.
They're not. Invincible's a cool comic.
Ultimate Black Panther Volume 2, Transformers Volume 2. The Last Ronin's still here? Oh my God.
The Last Ronin will always sell.
Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Again.
that's what I hate. That Marvel crushes their ideas. Like the first Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. That was a great little thing that sold like decently, and
Well,
it was
fun concept.
fun.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
fun. It was cool. And then everybody killed the Marvel universe, and I was just like, you just took something that was cool and niche, and you could have like waited a few years and done something else with it, and then no, you literally Miles Morales has killed the Marvel
You
universe,
know who's gonna do
and
it
not
next?
just
Punisher.
by existing. He
Punisher's
actually
gonna do it next.
Miles
Crazy.
Morales as the Punisher.
Could you imagine a world just Miles Morales kills the Marvel universe? Also, a black man ruins the entire universe.
Oh no! What have we done?
I'm all here for it. Put Miles Morales on CNN. I need the headlines there. But it's time to have some fun, everyone, because we're about to get.
All
It's
right.
about to get cold. It's about to get chilly. I was, in the freezing of Antarctica. Just saying, I traveled there, and back in my day when I was a warrior, I used to go and slay polar bears actually,
There you go.
and I didn't actually have this happen to me. It's a dream, because I wouldn't fight a gorilla. Anyone saying they're gonna fight that gorilla is a liar. 100 men, I'm running from a gorilla. Just point it out there.
Wait, who's saying they would fight a gorilla?
Did you not see the whole thing? 100 men versus a gorilla.
The 100 men would die unless
The
they
av-
had like super sharp sticks.
Like the average person runs from just a gun going off. You're fighting a gorilla? I was like, no,
Dude,
they're
a
not. They're
gorilla
running.
would take you by the legs and use you as a club and beat everybody to death.
I don't know why people thought 50. I'm saying 50 of those guys are running, so you're not even gonna have all 100.
Oh no, they would have to fight him. If you run away, you die.
Good lord. I'll just tell the gorilla, hey, we look alike, right? I can be your brother. I'm not
I
fighting
don't
that
even
thing.
know how that would work.
Do you put in like sort of a Squid Game situation, like
Unless
isolated
like everybody
room?
ran at it and like jumped on it and like smothered it to death. I don't even understand.
Like
Dude.
you said, there are gonna be some casualties. People are
There's
gonna
gonna
get
be
some arms.
that gorilla is gonna kill the fuck out of some dudes. That
I'm not
gorilla
gonna be
is
the first guy. That first guy
killing
is gonna
the
get
shit.
destroyed.
Yeah, it's like Dak from Star Wars. It's Dak time. Yeah, fuck. And he's dead.
Dude, Austin St. John will be there. It's morphin time. You're gonna be dead. There's no Power Rangers in real life. You're dead. You're
Nope, you're
murdered.
just dying. Gorillas are fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's crazy how women were like me or the grizzly bear. Man or a grizzly bear. I mean, ladies, no, grizzly bears. They sink their entire fangs into you. They'll
Well,
kill you.
the
Like
thing
go through your
with
neck.
grizzly bears is no, they won't go for your neck. They will literally not like step on you and start eating you while you're alive. They will
And
literally
women,
put their giant paw on
yeah,
you and just start chewing on you.
and women convince themselves that is a safer option than a man.
Well, because but those aren't real women though, dude.
Yeah,
Those are like those freaking weirdo women that like
because their
say
concept is like,
like
okay, this dude's gonna like grape me or whatever. I will say this, even if that's a possibility, you could definitely have a shot of outmaneuvering a man more than a bear. Because like, if a bear gets on top of that lady, she's dead. If a man gets on top of you,
I
there's a
don't want
good
to.
chance you can
Listen,
escape.
in this situation, I don't want there to be graping. So I'm just going to say your chances of survival against a grizzly bear are far less than against a man.
I'll just say this right now. That
You're
Casey
still not
Duggar,
winning either of them.
yeah, I'm just telling girls right now before we go into the review. Casey Duggar was captured by someone and managed to escape when she was in a cage. I'm pretty sure through the sheer willpower of your brain, because you have that, you could escape a man who's trying to grape you. Not a grizzly bear. Grizzly bear is going to get on top of you and murder you. There is no he'll stop if he's tired. He's just going to kill you. Like, I don't know why that would be a safer option.
Grizzly bear is going because they're just saying that because they want people to see how bad men are.
Yeah.
That's all they're,
Hi, Michael.
What's up,
How you
Michael?
doing, man? All right. It's time to get chilly
they just want to, all right, do your hand signals, wave the plane in. Oh God, what's he doing? Here comes some obligatory clip that makes no sense.
No, it's blowing my nose. What's wrong with you?
Usually whenever you disappear, you come back and you're like, huh, I'm black. And then you say so, and then you show like Eric July going, they smoke crack, y'all. That's crack.
These girls are hot. I need to put my
or some like weird stuff,
weird stuff.
or
I'm a
like nostalgia critic going,
genius.
look, no shit.
Hey, I like. Hey, I have different ones too.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Speaking of actually dissecting people, which was going on in this book, jeez. Whew. All right, let's have some fun.
Smoking that crack.
Ugh,
Here he
I'm
comes.
ready to pump out.
All right, stewardess MSK. Tell us where the safety
I'm
devices are.
professor. I'm a professor in the Hogwarts Legacy video games. I'm a scholar of the art of the mystic realms. No? All right. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another butthole. I'm joking.
You said the mystic arts.
That's dude, every announcer in some movie goes, I would love to see you frolic through the Freyr. What the why do they always have that voice? I don't get it.
What?
All right.
What are we talking about here? What just happened?
I'm gonna just stop being a crackhead and get to it. All right. Let's have some fun,
Crack,
boys.
people. You're smoking crack.
I'm not black. I'm white. I'm good. Woo, I'm not one of those people. I have a decent no wait. I'm alive. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Absolute Batman issue number 7. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out our previous comic book reviews on the previous issues for Absolute Batman issues 1 through 6, I would highly recommend you guys go and check out our comic book reviews for Absolute Batman issues 1 through 6, because that way you can, understand and get to know our thoughts and opinions on those issues individually, leading up to the brand new arc that begins with this title. So I will say this right now, probably one of my favorite books so far in the Absolute Batman ongoing series from DC Comics. I really truly like the ominous feel of it. The cold setting added a lot more to it. The dialogue was very, very good. That twist with Mr. Freeze was pretty cool, honestly. I actually really, really enjoyed it.
Thought it made much more sense.
Yeah. And I also really enjoyed the alley setting where everyone's blacked out, talk. Oh, so good. This is honestly one of my favorite issues.
Their little Matches tribute.
Oh, yeah.
And how about Matches dying?
That was very good.
God.
Good God. Also, this book, because most of the books are, drawn by Nick Dragotta, he did not do the art for this book. It was actually
did the cover.
Marcos Martin did the art for this one. And this was way better than whatever the fuck Dustin Gwen was chucking out in that other issue.
That's sad, too, because that, I feel, was the best book of the Absolute Batman
crazy,
run.
as you say that, looking back now, I was thinking about that when I was reading this. I was like, man, issue 4 was really fucking good, honestly.
Yeah, it was written real well, and you know what I find funny? I find funny how similar this art of the people is to Absolute Martian Manhunter. The people look a lot the same.
Good lord. So, as we are now into the second arc, as what Scott Snyder put out on Twitter, this is going to be a 2-parter. And then I'm pretty sure the next arc is Bane, because they've, if you've read Absolute Batman issue number 6, Joker says, get Bane. So we know Bane's coming.
Supposed to be in issue 9.
So we're going to get big, buff, tiny head Bane. All right. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I mean, does the Venom make his head bigger? Or is he just dwarfing out in muscles? So, maybe he's just stupid.
I never thought of that. You said it's like when those girls eat so much shit that it all goes to their boobs instead of going to their ass. Maybe that's what happens for Venom.
Right. It's exactly the same. A
drug
that
Bane
mainlining your body as opposed to girls' boobs.
Yep. The
Leave
venom
it to
that Bane
MSK.
has, the venom that Bane has in this universe goes to his muscles extraordinarily much more than his head. It just nothing goes to his head. It's all right.
He's
So
like a reverse Charms lollipop.
I'm more like a Riz master, but
No, I'm
there's
saying Bane.
oh God, can you not banter with me sometimes? Give me some fun. All right, all jokes aside,
I could box fun up for you and give it to you because I don't know what you think fun is. I'm so confused.
so the thing that you pointed out in the last review, I actually
Mm.
like touch as well. The whole logo appears all frozen in ice. Love.
Mm.
I got cover A. It was crazy. I'm not saying this is truly misleading, but there's not a lot of Batman in his suit in this issue. That's like the only
No,
thing
there's
that I
not.
can honestly give it.
Here's
I thought
the
it was
two
fine.
alternate covers, the variants that I got for this.
That one looks kind of interesting. Looks very
This one's
medieval.
cool. This one is meh. It looks like a what's his name? Alex Ross like ripoff, like nowhere near as good as Alex Ross.
Oh, I like that one.
It's I mean it's neat.
But that should have been like a variant cover for the last issue, honestly, if you're thinking about it.
Well, this is number 7, so
Well, no, it's a reflection in Black Mass's helmet.
yes, I know.
So you feel like it should be
It
it's
should
fine.
have been like 5 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So for those of you who know, because this was announced, also outside of it being a 2-part issue leading up to Bane, Victor Freeze, as he's called, as you guys know him as Mr. Freeze. Originally in the comic books, he was not the way you guys know him. So originally, he's a much different character. Basically, for the Batman animated series, they had changed him completely, and he became arguably one of like Batman's most known villains in his rogues gallery. Paul, the creative mind of Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, Batman animated series being a legendary piece of superhero content. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, and one of the best Batman voice actors of all time. That episode,
The best Batman.
Heart of Ice, oh, so good. Oh, fuck. It's just like you're just coming buckets watching the episode. Won an Emmy and everything. Easily one of my favorite animated episodes from that series. Easily top 5 for me. Absolutely loved it. I like the Sub-Zero movie. I think that was my first ever anime movie I actually watched from DC. I enjoyed it. Special effects are a little weird even for that time period, but I really enjoyed that iteration of what they did with the character to end off that kind of storyline.
Did you just say special effects in an animated movie?
Yeah, they tried some weird 3D stuff in there. I wasn't really a fan of, but everything else was fine. Like the ending where like Mr. Freeze is in tears because his wife she's like healed and she gets delivered. Oh my god. Oh, it's so fucking good. But I wasn't a huge fan of his appearances after that. But other than that, the first my Mr. Freeze is that movie and what's in the animated show. Those 2 parts. So damn good. Outside of that,
I like his Arkham,
his
in
Arkham
the game.
I feel like was the closest thing. Yeah, that was very good. That boss fight in Arkham City, really good, actually. Did you like the Cold Heart DLC for Arkham Origins? Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that.
I loved Arkham Origins. I like all the Arkham games, and yeah. I'm on one of the short list of people that did not mind the Batmobile in the last Arkham game because I was like, if you don't want it, you only have to use the Batmobile for the things that you have to do in the Batmobile.
The Deathstroke.
It's
that one that really hurt people. That one was
no. The biggest thing that people hate is the Batmobile from the
last
Arkham game.
That there was a mission where you basically just like
you just have to use it all the time. That's it. Like there's literally like from Arkham Knight, there's so many missions that you can't. But I just only used it when I absolutely had to for missions. But the rest of the time, I just grappled and flew all over the city like everything else. I didn't see like the major complaint, like people complaining about it, and it's like you wanted the Batmobile, you got the Batmobile. Like I understand it, but it's like I don't know. I love that game.
I was gonna just tackle to your point. Speaking of Arkham Knight, we did have the conclusion to Mr. Freeze's arc there. It was just only a little sour at the end of it because basically Alfred asks like Batman, like, "Hey, are they gonna be okay?" And Bruce is like, "I'm sure they'll be okay." After he knows he's gonna die in like 5 minutes from after.
Well,
him.
You know, I mean, they could sink into the Gotham Harbor.
He said we won't have to worry about them again. Man, that's cold.
We're not
Pun
gonna have to worry
intended.
about them anymore.
So yeah, overall, my favorite appearances from Mr. Freeze, the 3 from the Batman animated series, the video games have been pretty good for him, and I was kind of worried, like, what are they gonna do different with him? Because since they've already did that kind of like tragic villain kind of thing already,
Mhm.
how would it be a little bit different here? And they actually did a little minor twist to it that actually makes it a lot more like, okay, that's how you would do that to make it a little bit more
Yeah, and
different from
obviously
before.
the appearance is gonna be people are either gonna like it or hate it. You know, it's I'm glad it's different. I'm glad it's something completely different
Yeah.
because that's my biggest problem with the comic book fans is they
What
want
don't you have
something
an issue
different.
with them?
What they want something different, right? So then they get something different and they're like, that's not good. And you're like, you know what? Like, it's like, dude,
Oh god.
like not everything is going to be the greatest thing on earth. I enjoy comic books. I read all of the the stack that I showed you, I already read all of those. Like I read those like the day that I got them. Almost everything behind me I have read. Like so, and I have a ton of stuff upstairs that I continually like I'll look through and I'll just grab stuff and then put it next to my bed and that's what I do at the end of the night. So I'll sit there and read while my wife watches ghost shows.
Well, I usually am outside on the porch as my wife bangs her boyfriend, honestly. So glad you could
That
relate
makes
to me on that.
absolutely no sense.
So, the book starts off with the glorious ad for. I'm joking, guys. You have an ad for Summer of Superman there, but no one cares about Superman. They like Batman more. I'm joking. So, all right. Essentially, this is basically a flashback. I don't know why they call it prologue. They could have just called it flashback, but whatever. The prologue is basically Victor
I think
is
they call it a
with.
prologue because we don't know these characters. That's why.
That makes sense, but it functions either way. That's more of a
Yeah,
semantic thing.
it's yes, but I mean, for a flashback, that would be something that we would have to know, like who it's
Oh, you're
flashing
right.
back towards.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, I think that's why they did it like that. But I
Hmm.
agree, it's basically a flashback of when Victor was a little kid and
Yes.
driving
So
with
you
his
get
dad.
basically Victor as a little kid driving with his dad in the Tanzania,
Tanzania.
Tanzania then.
Good.
That's
Lord.
crazy. Good
No,
God.
it's saying prologue, Tanzania, period.
Oh,
Then.
okay. Okay. I can't read. I'm black. But look at that. I will say this: the art in this book is so good. That pigeon looks cool as hell. Look at that pigeon.
I don't think that's a pigeon.
I don't know, pigeon.
Since they're in Tanzania, that is probably some sort of tropical bird.
Hey, pigeon lives matter. I'm joking. So,
Okay, so yeah.
after Victor has a conversation with his dad,
Well, he's
basically
not
toward the-
really having a conversation. His dad telling him like we're leaving Tanzania. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to leave, and he's like, "Look, we're going to this glacier, and inside the ice there is more living organisms than here in the rainforest." He's like, "You're gonna love it." And
Yep.
Victor's kind of just staring, and he's like, "Yo, Victor, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And we find out later what was wrong with him, but it leaves you hanging like, what happened to this kid?
and then you get the double page ass spread. You get the now we're in the absolute zero.
Yep. And
Then,
this is amazing. I thought this
is the
whole
best
thing,
stuff
and
in the book
I agree with
by
you.
far.
I agree with you. This whole in the alleyway, them all blacked out, except for like certain thing, like the Riddler.
Yeah.
Well, Edward Nigma, his question mark is lit
Yeah.
up. You can see that the lapels are certain, hairs are, but his glasses are like this has Gotham feel to it, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, like if you get that from it, but like in a cold, dark alleyway and it's snowing and they're all standing there. I don't know. That's cool. And obviously it's got to be Crime Alley because where else would anybody hang out with in Gotham?
Man, that alleyway gets more action than me on any given day. Holy shit.
Well, yeah. Yes.
Wow. So we're back in present day, Gotham City. Easily the best stuff in the book. They're all of Bruce's friends, as you guys know. Essentially, some of his most famous rogue gallery are his friends in this universe, as you guys would know from our previous reviews. And in this book, because it takes place after the events of the last book, Black Mask is defeated, and Bruce has revealed that he is Batman to them.
Yeah, they kind of know now.
Yeah. And they're basically talking in this alleyway, and then they give this little story of this character named Matches, right?
Matches Malone. It's their buddy who they had as a kid, and they used to play a game where they would set down a matchbook, and whoever could throw their match closest to the matchbook would get to pick a person to do a dare, or like they said, like buy the fake ID, or get steal magazines, or get M80s. And Matches was always the best person. He could always like get it the closest, but he would always pick himself to do the dare. And they're giving a memorial to him, so it seems as if Matches is dead.
Yeah, because this book, like with basically every single issue in this ongoing series so far, they always got to give credit to Scott Snyder for doing this. He knows how to perfectly balance out being in the present, the past, and basically the future at the same time.
I think he
and it never feels confusing either.
Well, that's the thing. Whenever he does it, it'll only be like a page, you know, of something disjoining, and it doesn't have to do with except for the first book, the zoo. It's always about someone else. So, because if you're doing like Bruce here, Bruce there, Bruce over here, back then, you're going to be like, okay, what is when? But we knew the only thing we saw from before was Victor. Now they're in the present, and it's guys we already know. Yeah. So it's like, and I think that's smart. And I think they're leading up, because the way that these guys harp on Bruce so bad for being Batman and like doing all the stuff, man, it's like, it's gonna be crazy when these guys turn into whatever they do, because obviously their world is going to come crashing around them at some point in time.
And then so we went from the past to the present. Now we're going to go not very further back, so just 1 week ago, before the events of the situation where they're confronting him in Crime Alley.
Well, the reason why they say that they went back is because they're like, I wonder who the last of us to see him alive was. And that's when Bruce shows up, and he said, I was the last person to see him. And that's why they're going to 1 week ago. And this is when Bruce went.
You guys don't know how much I love crime noir stuff when they do stuff like this. Oh, it's so damn cool. I know they're all blacked out here and be like, that's fucking ugly, but this is so cool to me. I love this shit. I absolutely love it. It just adds so much mystery, and it kind of gives because usually most artists would basically do, hey, let's just show them all the way they look, and we'll just do a basic 2-page panel of it. But they chose to do a different style, and I loved it. I
just thought it was done. I thought it was done the right way for the feel, and the definite setting gave it that eerie type of like, ooh, something, you know, like this is not spooky, but like, it's ominous, put it that way. They're talking about a dead guy, and tensions are high.
Then we go to just 1 week ago. Basically, the city is reeling from the events of basically issue number 6, which is the first arc, which is the zoo arc, where the first villain was Black Mask. Black Mask is defeated. There's basically cops everywhere. But Bruce kind of knows that there's a lot of tension still in the city. He wants to gain access to this place called Arc M. He looked at this.
Arc M?
Hey, but he did look at this place. Remember, guys, all the way back in issue number 3 when Alfred told him something. I forgot what it was, but I remember
he told him about the different black sites that were up all over the place. And then the one that was being built in Gotham was called Arc M. So there's got to be different arcs.
Really? You did the punt? Oh, my God.
What?
You said there's going to be different arcs? Really?
Yeah. Yes. No, there's got to be. No, I said there's got to be different arcs in different places.
Yeah, no, I agree. So many puns here. There's so many damn puns. Oh my God, it's too punny. But
only you, dude. Only you. Like, Bruce, yes, Arc M is. That's why I said Arc M.
Yeah, there's gonna be more arcs after this. Get it?
No, I get it. That's a you thing. That's you and your arcs. But this is ARK. And not ART.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
But that's what it is.
What are you, a she, her? You get those pronouns too?
No, there's a definite difference between an arc, which is a building or a big giant floating mass, and an arc in a book.
You ruined my joke. All right, so
But your joke wasn't good.
oh god, so Bruce wants to get access into Arkham actually,
Get
and
it, Ark? You said, see, you did it. You said it.
is that it?
Waka,
Yep.
waka, waka.
Then he gets his friend in this. So his friend, the one we were talking about earlier in the crime alley, where they're all blacked out.
Yeah.
They actually, he strolls down the
And
bridge
man,
and
does
he
he look
meets.
all drugged out, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did. This is Matches Malone right here, and basically Matches told Bruce that he was basically, in there in that building that he needs to get into.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Bruce wants to get papers and IDs and stuff to get into this arc because it's like Black Ops.
Yeah.
And Match is like, I did one better. And Bruce is like, no, dude, you didn't. He's like, yeah, I've been in there for like a week. And he's like, and this is worse than what you said it would be. He's like, not only is it up and running, but there are people in there.
Yes,
there are
and some of the
people in
names
there
that we
right now.
heard, and
Well,
some of the names
later
we
on,
heard
yes.
later are going to be pretty interesting.
That wasn't the names of people that were in there. Those were names of doctors they were trying to get to work there. So it's like, yeah. And Matches is all, he's one of those guys that, that like a buddy that just never got off the sauce. And he's just all like, all fidgety and all cracked out. But it's still a good guy at heart. He just can't seem to not fuck up.
Huh. I can't relate to that. I'm always perfect, actually,
That's why I said a guy you might know.
So as Matches talks more, as Bruce is kind of looking away from him,
this is
he
so
just
gross.
kind of spontaneously somewhat
He
combusts.
turns into like Swiss cheese and starts bleeding out of every orifice.
Yeah. He just essentially kind of like explodes. And Bruce is like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. And Bruce takes his phone and gets the hell out of there.
The only I know this is not Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta and Martin's fault, but this book, the only issue I would say, the ads were just coming in so hard. I'm like, just let me
Which
enjoy
is
the
weird
story.
because like they haven't been doing that lately. Like in the DC books, they've been pretty good on the ads. Like, and all of a sudden, this book did have a lot.
Just like right after we get like Victor or whatever, it's just like, hey, this is the We Are Yesterday event, and then here's like all the books. It's like, you guys could have put at the end of the book, and
here's Hush 2 with like
the book you're probably already buying.
Yeah, with art that's somewhat Jim Lee.
They're gonna put. I understand the Hush ad has to be here, but it's like DC people already
like.
Yeah,
you're gonna buy it. Like if you're reading Absolute Batman #7, okay. If you
that's pretty far.
Just if you have that single issue and you're not buying trades, you are buying Hush. Okay. All right. Like I imagine like some person just going there. Look, that's a Batman book. Let me read this one. And they're just for the first time reading.
Well, it's just, it's funny, man.
It's ridiculous how they always think that it's someone's first book. And I know that's how it works. I know it is. My first book was a random Starman book. But like, nobody is picking up Absolute Batman #7 and it being the first book that they're reading. Maybe they are.
No, but the other thing I was going to bring up is like, hey, if you're going to try and tell people, hey, you should be reading Hush 2, maybe try to give them like a direction on the other Hush books to kind of get them interested. I noticed for the We Are Yesterday event, they were like, we're going to lay out every single book you need to read for this. And a 2-page too.
I think they did because, they're selling the compact Hush thing.
Yeah, I was saying like, if you're going to do
up
that,
here. Yeah. They didn't have a checklist for this.
The We Are Yesterday, they're like, here's every book you need to read. But nevertheless, they go back into the present because the book is taking place between like basically the present and 1 week ago, still in the present. Bruce is getting confronted with his friends, and they're talking about, hey, Matches was killed by some biological weapon, and then Bruce wants to leave, and then basically Killer Croc basically wants to say, no, we're talking about Batman. So there's, as Labs pointed out, there's a lot of tension there, and after that, Bruce kind of, is gliding as Batman through the city at this point. He lands, where is he landing at? Oh, he's just gliding through the city.
He's just gliding through the city, and this is where they mention it. He says, in Batman Combat Journal from April 29th, it says, Match's phone Didn't have much from Arc M, but that wasn't, but what it had was bad. A 4-second video shows hundreds of windowless titanium cells, and in the background, I could hear crying, begging, and screams. He said, at the end of the video was a list. Whether Matches wrote it or found it, I don't know, but it's filled with names. Langstrom, Isley, Strange, Freeze. Names of researchers, doctors from around the world. The only one with any connection to Gotham is Dr. Victor Freeze, the pioneer of cryotech. He started a company called VCore.
Econe. What a name.
I think it's
Or is that Core? Pretty sure it's Core. Yeah.
It could, whatever it is.
Those,
anyway,
but those names right there that are mentioned, you guys.
Right. So
Langstrom.
You got the Man Bat. You got Pamela Isley, which is
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy. You got Hugo Strange.
Yep.
So they got Kirk Langstrom, Pamela Isley, Hugo Strange, and Victor Freeze. So those are some pretty big, and those are some heavy hitters, because some people don't remember that, like, Batman's first big villain before Joker was Hugo Strange, was Doctor Strange.
Yes.
So, like, like his first villain was just some random, gangster guy that was pulling some capers, So, but that's interesting that they have that in there. And yeah, Batman's, he thought he had cover from the snow, and he said, because the snowstorm wasn't supposed to stop, and just as soon as it started, it stopped. And that's when the Gotham blimps, and I love that they called back to the blimps, because, like, Gotham, like, I always ask that, like, my dad, like, who used to watch the Batman animated series, there was, like, one thing we did as a family, we would watch that show, and I always laughed at the blimps, because they always had blimps everywhere. Thanks, Miss Sparkles.
I know
you I know you hate it, but I wore it just for you.
Good gosh. And then as he's gliding through the city still, as he's taking on, just routine bad guys as well. Alfred
they launched drones. No, it's just the police.
Yeah,
Alfred, he was flying through, and then they launched drones as soon as they saw him.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So they launched drones at him. Bruce basically avoids the Gotham cops that are on patrol right there. Alfred calls him, and basically tells him, hey, you should be resting your arm. He's like, basically, Brent, Bruce is so cold. This is such an odd relationship. These are not like a compatible Bruce and Alfred. It feels very animosity between them. Like,
no.
I feel like they hate each other. It's just more like they really want to be partners. I don't know.
I feel it's Alfred wants to help Bruce. Bruce just wants the information.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Because he's like, like, how's your arm? You resting it? And he's like, yeah, what'd you find out? And so he found out that it's not a biological weapon or even a virus. It is a bacterium.
Yes.
So that's insane.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, he basically goes, but there's no record of it, not here, not at the WHO. Then where did it come from?
The WHO, the World Health Organization.
What a name. And then after they get done talking, Alfred said, basically, take care of yourself. And Bruce like, I'm hanging up now. He gets to VCore, as you said earlier, the name that was mentioned. And we go back to the present, where they're confronting Bruce yet again in this blacked out, snowy crime alley. And he said, there's nothing left to talk about. I should have kept it all away from you. But then they point out, hey, you kind of didn't, because you kind of involved us in a way. It's like, that is true, though. They actually got him with that.
They did, because they're like, there's nothing left to say. He's like, I should have kept you apart from this. And they're like, let me think here for a second. He's like, let me ask you something. Was it for Batman when you clerked with me? And he's like, and trained with me and slummed it with me and studied with me? Funny, Bruce. It looks like you did keep us all apart, as opposed to
that
apart.
clapback was cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
When it comes to Batman, and he's like, "Enough! Look what happened to Matches. I won't get you." It's like, I'm so sick. I'm so sick of the self-righteous Bruce Wayne bullshit. I'm so tired of it. He uses people to his own ends in this super self-righteous, like, I'm doing it because it needs justice and the truth. It's like, shut up, dude. Your friends are a part of this. You obviously, like, they're not, are they even your friends? That's the thing. Like, do you even like these people anymore? Because the only one that we know for sure that you like is Selena. And how do
That's
we
because
know
she's
this?
a girl.
Because they've kept her adult out of this whole series. So,
And then you also have to question: does he only like her because she has a vagina and he has a dick?
oh Jesus
I'm
Christ,
I'm just
dude.
saying though, like
No,
guys do
dude,
that.
that's
Guys will have
but
guys will have
that's
dude friends,
you
and
saying
then they
this
treat
about
the girls differently.
what inclination have they given you that is the reason, since we've only seen them together as children?
Okay, plausible deniability.
No, it's that CP I was telling you about earlier that you need.
All right, R. Kelly. All right, so
Hey, it's
and then
Arkley.
after that, Waylon's one of the I think it was fucking how Riddler said, Waylon's right, Ozzy. It's time to deal with this. Lay all the cards on the table. And Bruce is like, no, it's time for you to get out of my way so I can get back to work. What a God.
Like I said, he's such a self-righteous piece of shit. And it's like even regular Batman is this way. And as of late, and I'll be honest, like especially with the Zdarsky run, dude, he is the most insufferable butthole. Like he is such a dick. And like dude, there were times that like in the Zdarsky run that like they were all like the Bat family was trying to stop him because obviously he was being crazy, right? And he's like, if you come after me, I will take you all down. This is for justice. This is and I'm like, dude, you suck. You suck, dude. Like, I can't stand you right now.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And then Bruce gains access to V Core, and then he walks up and he sees these animals on display right here, right there. But what's crazy about this is they're still alive. They're just suspended in obviously like some ice animation that Victor Freeze is known for.
Yeah, he kind of tells him like he sees the animals and he says, you know, they're all real if that's what you're wondering. He's not he's like, you know, the mammoth is from Yukon, tigers from Serbia, and the beetles from Chile. Neat. He said hardest part was keeping them intact during transit. I don't think it's that they're alive. I think the reveal is the parents were alive, but I think the process is like, you know, is it possible to keep things alive in the ice because of what happened to him? So I think that's like the whole question you're asking yourself.
So then Bruce introduces himself as Pennyworth, and after what you said, and then he presses a button and he reveals that this is actually not, you would say, Victor Freeze from the way you guys remember. This is basically Victor Freeze's junior. So that means that's his son. His parents are in the ice as well.
Yeah.
So that's the twist of this Victor Freeze. Is it's not that he's keeping Nora locked up because he's trying to save her life. The son is keeping his parents alive in the ice, actually.
And
that's pretty cool. I like that.
I thought it was cool, and I thought it was cool that like the reason why he starts explaining the reason why all these people are kept on ice. So the screaming and begging could possibly be the experiments that he's doing to try to revive people. And he apparently got some crazy, not disease. I can't remember exactly what he said. Some affliction or something.
Yeah, because right here he had said, like, I know it might seem extreme, but it's what they wanted given their shared love of the ice. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself as I'm reading this, is like, did this guy seriously maybe knock out his parents and put them in there? Because he sounds like a completely mentally ill person.
Well, that's the thing, though, because I don't think so. Because he said, when I was a boy, I was diagnosed with a rare terminal disorder. Yeah. And he said, distraught, my parents were convinced the condition would be cured one day, but not in the time to save me. So the ice would save me instead. And that's whenever you see him start to change. And I thought it was neat. Like,
that was neat.
He was like, the blood was coming out of his eyes, and they showed him like looking through the ice, and it was like all shattered.
Oh, it was really good. Yeah.
Crazy. And then his hand starts turning black, his fingernails are blue, his veins start turning all blue.
Yeah.
And he sees where it says bacterium. And he says, it's not about what are this bacteria, it's about when. So these are ancient. It says ancient microorganisms preserved. So, and he's looking for anything that happened to matches, and he's telling him like, they said that I wouldn't I wouldn't hurt when I woke. The world would be a better place. He says, I felt everything, every moment, and the pain. My God, ice grinds and twists. The ice isn't grace, it's fury. It's a reckoning.
Yeah. That part right there where it shows just like the intricacies of his mind right there, where it shows like, him and his family, him being taken care of. It's really good. It's really, really good.
And that's when he says, it's just like me. And he
grabs
him
Bruce
into this
by the face, and that's how the book ends.
And he's got giant blue nipples.
I didn't notice that, but
I totally did.
Now to the land of ice we go, and then that's where issue 7 ends. But no, this was really, really,
I thought it was
good.
fantastic.
Yeah, that was very good. Oh my goodness! So that was another cool way that they had essentially kind of changed up Victor Freeze from what we'd already know he was previously like. Because there's only so many times you can do the whole tragic villain thing of like, well, if my wife is dying, I have to put her in animation. I have to kind of do bad things to get her. That wouldn't have worked for this because we already seen that coming. This was different, and I like this.
That, and like you could almost sympathize with the Victor Freeze trying to revive Nora. This dude knows he's a fucking monster and is like coming after you. There's no like.
That's what I'm thinking.
Whether or not he wants to, whether or not he wants to save his parents is one thing, right? But he's definitely a bad guy.
I was thinking? Maybe they figured out what he was doing with people or animals in ice, and they told him to stop, and he somehow basically, had a story.
Well, the V-Corps, I don't know if they said they don't really know what's going on there because it was all black-sided. So they just know that he probably has a front of like doing things with cryotherapy and stuff like that. That is a real thing. But he's also got that V-Corps black site that is doing all the stuff he wants to do. And possibly when you look at the list of people, if you look at him, except for Hugo Strange, who attacks the mind, Ivy has, a chemical thing that happened to her that made her the way she is. And Langstrom made the serum that turned him into Man-Bat because he was trying to heal himself.
I remember that.
It's all things that were like healing, but went wrong, so it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from there. And like I said, I think a lot of these villains are not necessarily like when they get beat or when the arc is over. I don't think they're going to necessarily go away like, okay, that's the last we've seen of him. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like Black Mask. Yeah, he's got, but you're going to see him again. Like same with the way that Joker is kind of the man behind the curtain and he's calling the shots. What is he going to think about this Victor Freeze? Because obviously we're only getting 2 issues of Mr. Freeze. That's going to be a big piece on the puzzle board for Joker to use since he's not affiliated with him.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the animated episodes and movies or video games and movies he's been a part of. It feels like he's a character where you can only really use him in very isolated moments. You know how Paul Dini had...
isolated.
See, they got that one.
Oh my goodness.
No, because remember Paul Dini talked about basically they would have used Riddler more, but they couldn't because it was hard to come up with like more challenging.
It was hard to come up with riddles that actually made sense.
Right.
And that's why if done well, he would be the best. Like Riddler would probably be one of the best movies, but if not done well, it turns out like kind of like what the Batman did because it was only like half good. Like the stuff in the beginning leading up to it was neat until like the end of it. Because like you said, if you don't
First part's very good. Second part is...
Yeah. Take or leave what he looks like. Okay. I understand what they were trying to do. What would that person look like in real life? He's not going to have a bowler cap and a question mark cane and
not in that kind of universe.
That's what I'm saying. So, but if you don't have that big ending riddle that ties together the whole of what he's done, it's almost impossible to do, you know? And that's why, like, when they did the War of Jokes and Riddles, I was super excited until it started happening. And I was like, oh, damn it.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It kind of reminds me of maybe when they finally do maybe turn Bruce's friends into his rogues gallery, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen at some point. You know,
Unless
there's
they all get experimented on
that's true. I didn't think about that.
by
Think
the
about it
other
that way.
doctors. Who
I
knows?
it would
Who
make
knows?
sense why you can only use Freeze for 2 issues, because Bane would be a more of a villain you could use in many more issues outside of Mr. Freeze. But I'll ask
Well,
you.
while they're building him up, because Arc, if Arc M goes down that quickly in 2 issues, they set that up all the way back in issue 3. So, like,
Yeah.
I would think there's going to be more use to it. And like the fact that he's not on the Joker's radar, or not, maybe he is on a radar, but not being used by him. It's not someone that the Joker called in. This is something that Batman / Bruce found out himself, you know?
So I'll ask you. Final thoughts and opinions on Absolute Batman issue number 7.
I thought it was very good. I liked it. I thought the story was done well, and I liked the art as opposed to, they got a good artist as opposed to the guy that did art on what was the best issue. And that really just irritated me so bad.
As you guys know from myself, definitely one of my favorite issues in the series so far. Man, the flashbacks to the present, the future, and all that stuff was good. The dialogue was great.
Flashbacks to the present and future.
That's what it kind of was.
And MSK, no. Flashbacks would be to the past.
I hate you.
And
you need to
present
eat my
is the
special
present.
chili.
And like, you know, forward would be just what's happening now.
I'm gonna make you some of my special chili, and it's gonna make you a Super Saiyan. But nevertheless, overall, yeah, I really enjoyed this issue. Dialogue, pacing, all that stuff was really, really interesting. The stuff in Crime Alley was good. My only real issue is DC. Stop. And Marvel, please stop doing this. Stop putting. It's like you're reading a book, you're all into it, and an ad. Just put the ads in the back.
The ads, man.
Please
the ads
doing
killed
that.
me.
Yeah. But overall, I enjoyed the issue. Can't wait for the ending of this 2-part arc, and then we'll get to Bane. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. All right. I'm a black guy. So
you got to go to the gym, huh?
I got about 2-3 minutes, actually.
All right. So let's in the chat, let's take a poll. Do you think that MSK is actually going to the gym, or is he going to see his boyfriend named Jim?
Wow, that's a new narrative that's not going to be started. We can't have these narratives going around. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. But you're going to bed early tonight, right? You're going to bed at like what, 9?
Me? No, it's already 9:30. I'll probably be up for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I am not like that. I am not like this at all. I am a hot, rich, good-looking, charismatic man, as you guys know.
So she asked, if you look up in the chat a little bit, she asked a very poignant question. What did we feel about Harley and Ivy being a couple, and what did you think about the Scratch and Sniff Butt comic?
Is she talking about that animated show where they're a couple? That right?
Well, they also in the comic books have had
their
where they've scissored.
So the Harley Quinn stuff, that I'm being honest here, I don't know if they made that physical. I know it was digital for sure. For those kind of things, that's just so disgusting to me. That's the reason why I didn't do a news video about it, because it's so disgusting. Like, I wouldn't have even been able to stomach talking about it. I actually put it as a topic before I took it off. I was like, that's just gross. Like, why would that interest us?
Was it Savage Dad, or
I think it was yeah.
Someone, we talked about it for a little bit, and we were just all like, I don't even know what the hell. No, it was me, you, and Warren, and then when we had the what do you call it show?
Jared?
and we were all started talking about it, how it's just ridiculous and stupid it is.
Yeah, like something like that is so beyond disgusting. I wouldn't even give time to it. Like I saw it announced and I basically went, nope, that's nasty. That is just gross. I don't know why would they even do that. Like even if it's a DC Black Label book, that's just disgusting. Honestly,
Yeah, I just don't know. There's a
like
couple.
why
of
would
things,
anyone be interested in that? Like I'm be honest, if that's like the lowest selling comic book maybe ever made, that'd be understandable. Because who'd want to read about a girl farting? Why would that be interesting? Why would that be interesting at all to anyone?
Well, I mean, I don't know MSK. I really don't.
Like DC is out here doing like great collected editions. They're putting their books in Dollar Tree. They got some good comics going on right now. They're like, you know what? We have to give you one about a bitch who's farting. That'll really get you buying more comic books. No, DC. And then you know what's crazy, dude? After that, they had one just based off Nightwing's ass in an art gallery.
Oh, that's
format.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
They did. They did. That
Not
was
physical,
oh my god,
just
that
digital.
was just
They'd rather
that,
they'd rather put the Harley Quinn comic out physical because who'd want to read that dog shit? And then they're like, you know, for the Nightwing ass one, that one just only has to be digital exclusive. Oh, thank you, DC. Thank you for your standards. What?
Yeah, well, here's the thing though. I think they weren't gonna make that, you know, like an actual comic that you could buy. You know what I mean? They weren't gonna do that. I don't know why they did it to begin with. Like that to me does not make any sense. And that seems like that's some weird dark vanity weirdness, you know, like for whatever reason they decided, you know, let's put out a comic about Nightwing's butt. Aren't we cool and trendy? And like, no, dude, that's fucking dumb and stupid. Stupid.
God. I think she's talking about Casually, that light-skinned black girl with the short hair. I think her name is Casually Comics. I don't no nothing against her. I don't watch her as much. I watch that guy you told me about more, Comic Pop. I think I like him. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I watch a lot of comic channels. Honestly, there's not one main one. I mean, I watch some for like opening videos. I watch some for like just videos to hear in my background. I'll even put on like Comic Explained, like old videos, and just put those on and just fall asleep.
Well, Comic Pop, like Sal, he knows his shit. That's the thing. Like you can tell he's been reading, like, you know, as long as I have. He's way more encyclopedic than I am, obviously.
Insane, yeah.
Because he knows, like, he's been obsessed. Where I when I first started reading, it was more like that's what I had to do. I couldn't really do anything else. I didn't start getting obsessed till it was like later.
I think you're talking about the white girl that posted that Joker was pregnant in a book or something. I think that's the girl you're talking about. I don't watch her as much. I only just watch that video.
There's only a few comic book channels that I watch. I'll watch Comics Explained for some older stuff, like Marvel stuff. If I don't know about, like, I just type in Comics Explained, whatever. If he's done it, then I watch it. If it's something I don't know about, but Comic Pop is pretty much the only channel that I watch on a regular basis for comic books.
Yeah, and I would just tell people this, you know, always have different channels for different niches. Like I only have some channels just for openings because they get the newest stuff and I need to know what it looks like with the spines and everything. Like Near Mint Conditions, very good for that. If you like just getting the new stuff, like
very good. I have nothing against that at all. I have nothing against that. It's just I'm gonna buy it anyway, so I don't care what someone else. Like that's why when you told me, you were like, dude, you should do videos of all the stuff that you get, and I'm just like, I don't care.
So before we go, I'll ask Labs, do you have any videos coming out? Anything
yes, I do. I finally do. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I do. In fact, it might be happening sooner than later.
Night Terror is fully explained?
No.
Fuck,
no.
Damn.
But we will be getting I'm trying to combine the Hush review of the first two into one because the part 3, I think, drops tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yes.
Is that tomorrow, I believe?
Yes.
So I want to do parts 1 and 2, then 3 and 4, and then I might just do singles.
There's so much books coming out.
I know tomorrow's huge.
My wallet. They're trying to just kill me. They're trying to kill me. It's okay. It's okay.
And then I got a couple of the bat bits that's done. I try to do a bunch of those so then I could just put them out like interspersely, but I didn't want to put just those out, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll be working on stuff because like soon I will like physically be able to work on things because my work should be slowing down.
Yeah, because you guys said your peak season is the beginning part of the year and the middle part of the year.
No, peak season is usually May to October.
So your peak season now. Okay.
Yes. But the way that the contract is worked, since this is a new company, I'm not sure exactly what their predictions are, but it cannot be, it can be nowhere near as busy as what I was doing. Just put it that way. Plus, I'm not in charge. So there's that, which is awesome.
Goodness gracious.
I
Could
love
you,
the fact that I'm not in charge, dude, and that I just sit there and do work.
man, couldn't be said for most black people. They don't have jobs. But are you so that before we go, last thing, that other channel, did you have another channel from when you did that Acolyte and Wheel of Time reviews on?
So
Or
that I didn't do Wheel of Time. That was a channel I did a while ago, man. I haven't
oh,
done anything with that.
do you have any plans on reviving it anytime soon, or are you just gonna keep it
I
dormant
mean,
for a
I
little bit?
might, because they canceled Wheel of Time.
I did hear
So
about that. Yeah.
so I might do like, I have to be in a specific mood,
Yeah.
because like that, me like ripping on shit, like I usually just don't do it. Just that's stuff I do with my friends or my brother, but that's not something I do like, you know, like scripting and stuff like that. I don't like scripting, and I don't like, but that's stuff like that, they're hour-long videos. So I have to like make sure, because if you do it fully non-scripted, it's like, I'll review with you, Miss Sparkles. I don't care. I'll
No,
do
I
totally.
forbid it. You can't talk to her.
Yeah,
Do I give you
that's not
permission for that?
that's not how life works, MSK. Maybe in your world it does,
I'm
but
Dr. Doom. I'm Trump. I can just be a dictator of all you guys.
you're a dick lover.
I love vagina. So, as you guys know, for myself, tonight after I get done doing the episode of Comic Book Market Watch, after I get
Oh
back from the
wait,
gym.
I thought. Oh yeah, you got to go to that gym.
Yeah, so
The
gym, then Comic Book
gym.
Market Watch. Then when I get that done, I'm gonna probably just stream League, and then tomorrow the panel show is gonna be earlier because Savage Dad's on vacation until next week. So,
Who's all on the panel?
Warren is definitely gonna be there. Obviously me, Gray should be there, and then you said you're gonna be there because we got to talk about the crossover that got announced today. So that'll be one topic. If you have anything else you want to cover, tell me. That's add to the topic list. That way I can brainstorm in my head how I want to cover it. And then that's the only show for tomorrow was just the panel show. And then Thursday is the Cloud9 podcast, and then we might have the show with Warren if I'm not too tired afterwards.
When's your other comic book review show? When's that?
Well, that's
What
too
day
late.
is that?
That's way too late, dude. You'd be asleep by then.
No, I said what day is it usually?
Thursdays and Fridays.
Fridays. I might be able to do something with
Yeah, so me and
Fridays.
Lunchbox, we do Friday, and then Saturday, as you guys know now moving forward, Sundays is too busy for me. So we're doing the Cloud9 podcast on Thursdays, the main day, and then Saturdays the second day because it's too busy for me on Sunday. I'm too tired. I've assessed how tired I am. Sunday is not a day for me.
We're gonna have to like figure out another comic book panel where we get all the comic book people, including your new person. Has he left yet?
Dingus? No, he just did a review on his channel yesterday. He did a review of Superman Unlimited. I have to ask Dingus because Dingus is not hard to land down. I said you just have to let him know in advance which day and he can do it. So maybe I'll ask him to come on tomorrow then for the crossover. Then actually, I could probably do that. I think he could be on tomorrow. I could be wrong, but other than that,
yeah, I don't know why you do Miss Sparkle so dirty like that, dude.
We acknowledge her. That's our.
What do you mean? She always like pumps you up on other streams and like does nice things for you, and you just.
What's that saying in the Fast and Furious movie? She's a real. I forgot. There's a freaking saying for it for a girl that's always there for you. Something like that. I forgot. Oh my god, she's a.
Well, what would be cool is like if you had her on and we could.
A woman's opinion.
And that, my friends, is why MSK's dick is shriveled and about to fall off. It is not it's not even a corn nut anymore. It's like a button. It's like a button for his underwear.
That is fake news. You're CNN, and I have 8 inches, as you know.
8 inches of what? Fruit by
All right,
foot?
so thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. If you guys are only watching this show when we do it, we'll be back here next Tuesday, obviously. And we'll have a good time. And I always gotta say I hate all of you guys. Honestly, you guys all suck. And
I love all of you guys. I do.
Everyone else is trash but me.
Michael, Sparkles, Lunchbox, Warren. Hey, yeah. Lunchbox, how you doing, buddy?
Warren, how you doing, man? He's probably on break right now from his job. So hopefully you have a good break, man.
Eric the Guapo.
Eric
Emily.
Yeah.
Emily's always here representing.
Yeah.
Love
So
Emily.
tomorrow we're gonna have a explode. Hey Warren, hey black man, light skin Neo, wherever the fuck you are. You down for the panel show tomorrow to be around like 6? Because it's gonna be a banger. So get ready for that. Yeah, I have to head out. I got something I need to do. But yes, thank you guys for
Yeah, you definitely
coming by
have
tonight.
somebody you need to do. You
A
Freudian
woman.
slip
A
of the tongue
woman,
that you had there.
obviously. So
Uh-huh.